Hello there, how are you? Well, here we are in Kensington Gardens in London, and it's part with very special memories for me, as I used to come here as a boy almost every day of the week, and I spent a lot of my childhood playing in this park, so it's great to really be back here. And I have to be honest, it's not really changed a bit. Now you see that hill over there? I remember going there as a boy, and I used to toboggan down it in the summer. I used to have a bicycle. I used to rush back home on the bike and make some orange squash, bring it out, and we'd sort of sunbathe on that hill as a young boy. Very many good memories here. And also I used to go down the hill on my bike really fast, because when you're a boy it does seem really steep. And through here we've got Kensington Palace, better known as the home of the late Princess Diana, and right ahead of us you can see the statue of King William of Orange, and people can visit some of the private apartments here at Kensington Palace throughout the week and weekend. Well, this is the famous round pond. I used to come here as a boy and I used to feed the Canadian geese and the ducks, and they used to quite like the bread. Just bring bread along. And as a schoolboy we used to have to run laps around the round pond several times. Suddenly woke me up. I remember people used to come here in sailboats, and I imagine they still do. My father remembers when he was a boy in this park there used to be cattle and sheep. He remembers the sheep quite clearly. There we've got the bandstand. And I keep getting told as a young boy I was once very naughty, and my parents were trying to catch me and I just ran all over the bandstand. Back then they used to have concerts, I seem to remember, on a Sunday. Lovely little bandstand there. And in the summer, believe it or not, it's early autumn here, but in the summer the place is full of sunbathers. And here in front of Kensington Palace we have a statue of a young Victoria, who of course is better known as Queen Victoria. This was erected in 1837. A very grand statue. Now here we have the beautiful sunken gardens, built in 1908 by Edward VII. They're part of the Kensington Gardens Orangery. Absolutely beautiful with the pond here. And palm trees. Very exotic for those times. But the wonderful colours are very vivid, which is all part of the attraction. And over here we have the Orangery tea rooms. So if you want your tea and scones, or scones, well, come here. Now this area here, just outside the Orangery and on the edge of Kensington Palace, backs onto a street known as Millionaires Row, where not only will you find some of the most expensive homes in London, but also several embassies, including the Israeli and Russian embassies. Now the grounds itself are used as a helicopter launching and landing pad. I've seen the likes of Prince Charles, the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, and the former King of Jordan get out. And if you look at the far end, as well as sports such as football, you will often see archery being practiced as well. Now this is the Elfin Oak here in Kensington Gardens, originally carved in 1911 by Ivor Innes. It was restored about 10 years ago or so by many people, including Spike Milligan, and Prince Charles unveiled it in 1997 after its restoration. And if you look carefully you can see some of the little elves climbing the tree, all the little people. Absolutely beautiful. Now this was erected in 1909 by the parents of a beloved son, and it's in memorial to him. Over here we've got the Italian Gardens, and they've been seen in many films, including Bridget Jones's Diary, with the famous scene where Colin Firth and Hugh Grant are fighting in the fountain. So you may recognise it from quite a few movies. And just next to the Italian Gardens we've got the beginnings of the Serpentine, which is a man-made lake, and that leads into the neighbouring Hyde Park. Now over there we've got a statue of Peter Pan. Now J.M. Barrie, the author, used to come to the park for inspiration, and if you watch the film Finding Neverland, you'll see a lot of it was actually filmed in Kensington Gardens. He donated this statue to Kensington Gardens in 1912. And it's said that Netherland in the book Peter Pan was loosely based on Kensington Gardens itself. I think Kensington Gardens has to be one of my favourite parks, if not my favourite. You can come here, and despite being in central London, you can quickly lose yourself. Here we have a statue that was unveiled in 1907 called Physical Energy, and make of it what you will. What I do remember is, as a boy, I used to come here and I used to climb up onto the statue. Don't think I'd get away with it now, but you can see the full force of energy there. Well, I guess that's why it's called Physical Energy. Here we have the famous, and some would say notorious, Serpentine Gallery, renowned for its modern art exhibitions. There was a very controversial one a few years ago with paintings made from elephant poo. Tasty. Now over there we've got the Albert Memorial. Now, as you will see, it's painted gold, but when I was younger I remember it was black. In fact, the original colour was gold, but during the First World War they painted it black so none of the German bombers would be able to see it. That's Prince Albert there, Queen Victoria's husband, returned to its magnificent glory. And over here we've got one of the most instantly recognisable buildings in the world, the home to the proms, the Royal Albert Hall. And almost any star who is well known or well famous has probably at some time performed here. That's the Royal Albert Hall. Well, thanks for joining me here in Kensington Gardens. I hope you've enjoyed your visit as much as I have. If you ever find yourself in London and you've got an afternoon to spare or a whole day, come and see what there is. Here we are in the Flower Walk, which really is the perfect way to end a visit to Kensington Gardens. Thanks for joining me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.